you and I, we are powerful. Our decision will decide who will and who will not be heading to Putrajaya this coming election. We are the kingmakers. We are the third force. Who are we? Now, these were the words of Anas Zubedy, who is Principal Consultant and founder of Zubedy Malaysia's Union Berhad, in your recent blog.
Correct. Yeah.
How do you come up with this term, third force?
Well, the third force actually came out just after the GE13, because at that point of time many were talking about two-party system. And we have Barisan and Pakatan on the other side.
So I presume they are the first and second force?
Whichever, because I'm sure Barisan will say they are the first force and Pakatan will say they are the first force and vice versa. But what happened was, at that particular moment, I felt that there's a need, because there are two groups of people now fighting for power. We actually essentially lost what you call an opposition party. Because now what we have is two groups of people wanting to go into power. When that happened, I felt that we need to have a third group of people. Two group of Malaysians who become critical on both sides. It wasn't my word. There are others who are using about the word third force, but because I'm one of those who made a bit more noise during that time, so I guess people thought, I was the third force, but I think there are many others who did even beforehand. Yeah,
they make up about 30 to 40% of total voter count.
The thing is,
how did you arrive at this figure?
This is what we read in the internet. A few people are saying that it's 30 to 40% of people belonging to this third force, or rather, we say non-partisan or undecided voters. Whether it is 10 or 20, 30, I think, fancitors. I think that will be difficult to find out. But many are saying that there are about 30 to 40% of them.
So what do they want, this third force?
I do not know whether I can speak on behalf of the third force in that way. But I would say that if, let's say, we look at non-partisans, we talk about people who are undecided, those who are neither Pakatan or Barisan, what we want would likely be, we want less bickering, less politicking, we want more job work to be done, focus on the economy, focus on cutting down corruption. These are the areas that we want to look into. Where you have to know that I think the non-partisan Malaysians have been the group of people, the last many elections, who decide whether Barisan has two-third majority or Barisan have less than two-third majority. I think the last time they have decided to give Barisan less than two-third majority. Yeah.
So this is what they want. Are they getting what they want?
It is a double-edged knife in the sense, a sword in the
Who's
sense.
Giving more force?
First
force or second force?
I would say what had happened since the last 4 or 5 years really 2008 is really good, where Barisan actually have to wake up, wake up call, and you can see Najib's administration has done a lot. They tried to do a lot the last 4 years. A lot of changes has taken place and all that. At the same time, the opposition has a chance to run a few states, and I think that's really good for them to know the realities of running a state. And on the other hand, the bad side is, of course, politicking becomes so big in Malaysia. Everything is now politics, whether this particular brand of bread and that particular brand of PR or Pakatan. We are going to...
That's good, right? I mean, we're becoming more politically mature.
I don't think I'll be very cautionary, very cautious about saying that we become politically more matured. Many Malaysians still do not know the basics of Malaysian politics. We have done some research among young Malaysians. They don't even know what is, let's say, Article 153.
Right.
And almost 100% actually quoted it wrongly. We had some survey last year. Last year.
Oh, in that sense then. But there's a lot of bickering going on.
I think a lot of people are more hyped up, everybody is more excited, everybody has taken side, I think and then we are more louder now. But being loud doesn't mean you're smarter.
Right, okay. That's a fair statement. Okay, we've got about half a minute before we go for the first break. You have said in your blog that they are powerful.
Third force are very powerful.
Okay, so they are the deciding factor here.
I would believe that they will decide. They will decide this time around. It's the third force. We will decide whether which side will win, and whether Barisan get back two-thirds majority is actually this group of people who are neither Barisan nor Pakatan.
On that note, we'll take a short break. We'll come back with possibilities that you have pointed out in your blog.
The 5 possibilities.
5 possibilities. Stay with us. back with the third force. We've been talking to Anas Zubedy, who is Principal Consultant and Founder of Zubedy Malaysia Sdn Berhad, your company, which is actually just around the corner. Now, Anas, we were talking about the 5 possibilities that you have put up in your blog. Briefly tell us.
The undecided voters and non-partisan, we have many ways of choices, but I drew up 5 possibilities. One is we decide to give Barisan more than two-thirds majority, just like before, 80%, extreme strong mandate. This we will do if we feel that we want Malaysia to go back to stability. We want to follow the China way. In China, if the government want to do something, they just do it. Whereas in India, they debate and debate and debate and debate. 5 years later, things are not moving. So maybe if the non-partisan and undecided voters feel I have enough of these uncertainties, I want to have next 5 years of stability, they probably go that way. Okay. But of course, they will still demand for no more corruption, all those things. Yeah.
Second possibility, if you are given the strong mandate.
Correct. It could be the other way. We say, okay, why don't we totally move towards Pakatan Rakyat, give them a chance to prove their buku jingga. In other words, we also believe it's okay to go through DAP's Malaysia, or may even follow what you call past welfare state or Islamic state via welfare state. In other words, we'll be willing to go that way. Or we also probably, if you don't mind me using the word talent pool, we want to expand the talent pool of leaders in Malaysia, not just from Barisan. We want to get new faces. Talent pool is a big thing, especially for people in business like us, like me.
So Parliament.
Hung Parliament will be interesting because many are saying that there could be a possibility of hung Parliament. If there's a hung Parliament, obviously the person who's going to be very, very influential is Agong, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. So if that were to happen, that means the non-partisan and undecided voters have decided that we want to leave it to the wisdom of Yang di-Pertuan Agong to create a new coalition. In other words, there will be a demise of BN, a demise of PR. There could be UMNO and PAS become one, become stronger, or maybe even UMNO and DAP. Who knows? In politics, everything is possible.
Or give Pakatan Rakyat the lead, but keep it at below 2/3 majority.
That's I would say the fourth one. The fourth possibility is give the opposite. What we have now today, but we give the opposite to Pakatan Rakyat. This means that we want to give Pakatan Rakyat the chance to lead, but we want to keep them on their toes. That's what probably happened.
And keeping it as per status quo.
Status quo is the last one. I think the status quo, while I chit-chat a few friends of mine the last few days since I wrote this article, a few people contacted and all that. They talk about status quo, very interesting.
Up, right? March 31st.
Yeah, just a few days ago, and a few people call. Many non-partisans actually call up and say thank you to me because thank you for giving us something on a plate. Then we can choose the menu.
How does it look like right now? Which possibility?
No, I'm not going to do that. But I think we should talk about the last possibility, the one that say that keep it as it is. If this happens, what it means is the non-partisan and the undecided voters want to give both Barisan and Pakatan another chance to prove themselves. In other words, for Pakatan Rakyat, stop blaming the other side because the last 5 years you've been running this state, so you cannot put the blame on Barisan anymore. Do your job. Stop bickering. And of course, for Barisan Nasional, say, okay, Najib, we will give you another round to see whether your ETP, GTP will work or not. And then by the end of in other words, we are going to suspend our judgment until the next election. Because we are not sure right now. I think many non-partisans, many undecided voters are simply not sure who to vote. So I think if we say, okay, I'll suspend my judgment for a while, I'll give you another chance, and let's see what happens in the next 5 years. And I think Najib today announced that dissolution appointment, he probably asked for another 5 years.
So that's
probably,
things are going that way, But the other 2 possibilities that you have actually put forth, which is actually the hung Parliament and also giving Pakatan Rakyat a strong mandate. Do we see a lot of, it poses high risks, don't you think, in terms of stability?
I think if let's say the non-partisan and the undecided voters decide to do that, in other words, they are willing to take the risk. So in other words, even if let's say we give a non-two-third majority, what it means is we are allowing the bickering to go on. We don't mind that.
Well, we'll take a look and see what happens.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Anas.
Same here. I'm very happy to be here.
Anas Zubedy, who is a blogger and also a consultant, principal consultant and founder of Zubedy, his company. I'm Anna. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.